No problem. So there's a big opportunity there, and he's going to tell you a little bit about himself and how he's been able to really capitalize off of this training, off of what he has gained by transitioning and adding this as a modality to his existing business. And this can be not just for you. Hi,
Tanisha,
David. Hey.
our favorite. Marvin, how are you?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
Great. Thanks for having me.
Amazing.
I'm a couple minutes late. We've had a busy day. I just came from the new CDA location, and it's turning out absolutely beautiful.
Nice.
Fun.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's great to see a vision come to life, and we have a lot of excitement, and we just have a lot being built up here. So it's a lot of fun, and I can't wait to get this thing started.
James,
Awesome.
what's up, cousin? I see you.
Awesome.
Hey, Jazz.
So yeah. So we want to know a little bit about how you got started. Like, tell us something about you and the successes that you've already had.
I was giving everybody kind of a rundown at David.
Sure.
Before you hopped on, I just let everybody know. I was like, he came down here a little over a year ago. He learned, SMP, just practicing, just getting great at it, getting good. And now you just are thriving. Everything is taken off. We got your team, and you're a barber, and you just know you needed it. And then, just let them know how it is and how easily you could transition into this and make it a career.
Sure. So for me personally, I'll give like the whole history, but I'll make it brief. So we'll start losing my hair in my 40s. Really, started losing that frame of my face. And was just uncomfortable. Had a huge hat collection, just felt stupid most of the time without my hat off. And so I found out about SMP on TikTok of all places, and I went down. The person I watched do it seemed legit. I went down, got it done, and I didn't know this until much later. That person did not use the right needle. He didn't have a strong understanding of the equipment, and my SMP went away completely within about a month, even after 2 treatments and $3,000. Yeah. So I will tell you this: for those of you considering getting SMP, for those of you looking at working with a company like SMP INK, these people are the real deal. This is why I've partnered with SMP INK. But I will tell you this: there's a lot of people who don't know they just don't know. And so when you're dealing with real professionals who understand not only the art but the science of SMP, SMP INK is an absolute leader in this industry. So I went and got it done. I was completely I was thrilled, of course, in my first week. I was like,
of course.
Cool. And then, of course, over about a month, you just see it just completely, it just went away completely. So actually two treatments that, went away and got taken, but all good. It affected me so much in terms of even just that first week of seeing the results and what it looked like right away, that I had a strong inclination that this is something that I was called to do. And the guy that had done this was trying to convince me to go train with him, and I just something didn't sit right. So I started doing research on who the real deal was, and I found Marvin Furrow, who runs the only accredited SMP. He offers the only SMP curriculum that's accredited in the United States, which is a huge deal. So for those of you that are watching and learning and just finding out about this, again, when you go to a place like SMP INK, and that is an accredited body that actually where you can learn, not only get the work done, but learn this from an accredited body. Deal. So I found Marvin. Marvin was clearly passionate about the industry. He was passionate about helping others, and we just went into depth about the hair loss journey and what that looked like. And I ended up leaving. I had, in my own mind, I had already decided this is something I wanted to do, and that's we just went into depth about the hair loss journey. That I some of that training to myself. And so I flew down to Scottsdale from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and I met with Marvin. And I am a barber. I'm an entrepreneur. I've owned 2 barbershops and 3 businesses, and I've worked in a couple of different industries. I was a firefighter medic for years. I've been a project manager for years. But I met Marvin, and I was kind of gangbusters about the whole thing. I was like, I want to do this, and I love this whole thing, and I'm gonna run this industry. And Marvin says, well, why we should talk a little more. I've been doing this for a minute. Yeah, he's like, we should talk. And so he got he started feeling me out and getting my background. kind of feeling him out, and this idea came up that Coeur d'Alene might be a great location for SMP Inc. as well. And so we started working together, and things really started to become real. We started to come to fruition. We became partners. I'm helping him with projects for SMP Inc. and Marvin's vision as a not just an entrepreneur, but as of artist and practitioner in this industry. I believe in what he's doing. He is making SMP Inc. the best and the brightest in this industry, and which of course speaks testament to having you right here, Kanisha, one of my all-time favorite humans who I met at PME World. I'm serious. For those of you that don't know and are watching, this woman should be the president of the United States.
Oh my God, so wonderful.
Fanboy.
Thank you.
I know her. My friend.
Oh my gosh, you're so sweet. Thank you.
I mean every bit of it. So
I know you do.
So we start looking at this that Marvin and in Vegas, Coeur d'Alene, and in Atlanta now, and there will probably be some amazing announcements in the near future about other partnerships. But we are, very selective about who that would be. But the point is I came and met with Marvin. I trained at the highest level possible. I just continued to push the envelope with Marvin and train. And I think I've sat through maybe 4 or 5 trainings with Marvin now. And, to the point where I can co-teach with Marvin.
And even one with Tyler at PMU World, so that's good.
Yeah, absolutely. And so for those of you considering this like as a career and you're looking at training, you're not going to find a better body to do it between the great and powerful Kanisha Gordon, between Marvin Furrow, the founder of SMP, along with Tyler Bennett. Like it's just a big deal, man. It's a deal. And for a guy who's never done this before and just was like, I'm gonna do this, I started this journey less than a year ago, and I have worked my tail off to be where I'm at, and to be playing in league with these names like Kanisha and Tyler Bennett and Marvin Furrow and all the rest of these great human beings. But it's a great industry. There's a lot of opportunity. And just to give you an idea, my barbershop's been established for the last 2+ years. We've just dominated the Coeur d'Alene and Spokane area. All I do is look at heads all day. So by percentage, I would say greater than 50% of the men that sit in my chair, it's an automatic hey, this is what we do. And I have some advertisements at each of the stations, and I've got them on the TV, and we proselytize the SMP a little bit because it's a real deal, and it really helped me.
Absolutely.
Helped one of my barbers who's still in school right now. All of my barbers have trained under Marvin and SMP Inc. And so I just pulled the trigger, and I got a beautiful location here that overlooks the lake and Tubbs Hill, and I'm building it out to look like almost like a Roman bathhouse for the god. No, it's
awesome.
Legitimately, Tyler, hey, what's up? It's legitimately amazing. And saw the tile in, and the platinum walls, and the black limousine leather ceiling, and it's going to be what and some. It's going to be at the highest level in this industry. This is not fly by night deal. This is the real deal. And so if you're considering doing this, if you're really looking at training, and you can get in with Marvin, you can get in with Kanisha, or Tyler or myself, you are in good hands studying under these folks. You're going to learn how it's really done, and they're connected to the best and brightest in this industry. So one thing I've learned as well is, I've made connections just through these folks that are in, over across the pond in the UK and in New York and in Miami and everywhere else. So it's the real deal. The investment is absolutely worth it. You should not only do a basic, we should do advanced coursework here, and then just never stop. You have to be relentless in this. And if you do that, there is no reason anyone watching this couldn't be in my position within a year, opening their own, studio and clinic that is going to be, that could be SMP. So, but if you want it, you got to come and get it. And the way to do that is to get in these classes with Kanisha, get in with Marvin. We've got a training here right after Kanisha's, I think. Kanisha, you're beginning of December, and right after that, Marvin is coming out to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Directly right after. I'm literally flying from Atlanta straight to Idaho.
Yeah, we have 5
so
hours.
That's gonna be dope. Awesome.
Man, this man doesn't sleep.
And we got.
got a lot to do. There's a
guy got an empire to
lot of
build.
lives to change.
Yeah.
Yeah, an empire
Yes.
to keep building.
But
That's
Yep.
right.
just out here alone, my barbers are trained, and we're going to train another 5 or 6, maybe a couple more even in the basic, and then in advanced. Some of the guys, I think I heard earlier, you guys were talking about saturation in the industry. There is more than enough to go around,
Absolutely.
and I'm telling you, whether you want to do your own thing or you want to come and work for, Kanisha or myself or Oro, we there's just more than enough
There
here. So
is.
don't be afraid to train. We're not afraid of it. If we're not afraid of it, and we're running the biggest and best show in town, like if we're not worried about it, you shouldn't be either.
Man, thank you, David. Thank you so much. And congratulations on that, on the beauty of your new location and what you're doing and what you're accomplishing.
Yeah, thanks.
It is fantastic. It was such a pleasure and an honor to spend some time with you at PMU. And I can't wait for next year.
Yeah,
We're going to definitely have a good time next year as well. And so if you had one more piece, one last thing before you go to share with any potential a potential student, what's one thing you would give them? Either a piece of encouragement, a piece of advice, or something you would deem a golden nugget from your training.
I'm gonna make this easy. This industry has a lot of opportunity for financial gain, but you can't make it about that.
Yeah.
This has to be about the love of the people, and if you love people, the byproduct of that is succeeding financially. And so, when you look at, in my first month open, I already have 9 booked. Do you math? It's not hard, and that's just me, right? Like, it has nothing to do with I'm a hustler, or maybe I am, but like it doesn't have anything to do with like being slick, right? It has nothing to do with like this sales pitch or like, hey, how can I get you into some SMP? Like, this isn't a car sales deal. This is
right.
It's about loving people. It's about changing lives. And if you really want to be the real deal, if you want to be the real deal, then you need to, the way to capitalize is to express that love through this art. So I would say the number one thing is, like, sure, there's money, but that only be the byproduct of somebody who loves people enough to share this art and science. And so that would be my advice. I attribute 100% of my early success to that love for people, serving others. Again, firefighter, medic, I've led teams, I've done that. Like, this is where I'm at my best. And so doing SMP, I have another medium now to serve people and to be my best. And I think when I just talk to people, and I'm not even joking, Kanisha, I have literally started conversations with this. I just bought some property out here locally, and the neighbor came, introduced himself, and he asked me what I did, and I told him about the barbershops and SMP. And he was like, well, he's like, I could tell you're really passionate. What does it take to get on the books? I said, well, there's a deposit. And he said, well, how much is the deposit? And I said, $1,000. And he says, okay, hold on a second. He goes in his house. I just met this man. Not even, he comes out with $1,500. Says, will this hold me over? Can I reserve a spot with this? And the answer is yes, of course you can. Like,
that's amazing.
Nothing to do with, like, I wasn't pitching this guy. It just, everything has to do with how much you love people.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
If you love these people that you're going to provide the SMP procedures to, and you love the people that you're training and that are going to go out and bring the level of the industry up, which is part of my goal as well, as you're just going to succeed. So again, if y'all are considering this, anybody's on this, if you've got a basic, you should be looking at advanced. If you don't have a basic, you better get into one of these classes. This industry, here's one more quick thing, because I want to add, this industry is, and I'm a businessman, so I look at, the big picture, not just what's right in front of me. This industry is not at a crest or a break. Like, this is like a big wave. This industry is swelling to become a massive wave, and we are at the swell. We are beginning of something really, really big, which is why, I made the decision, not just out of love, but as an entrepreneur as well, to this. So again, the time is right, and if you have the means and the opportunity to get in and Kanisha, Tyler Bennett, or Furrow, or out in Coeur d'Alene with myself, then we want to hear from you. We want to talk to you. We have a nice national footprint that we will continue to look at others, expand for the right people, but we're here for you guys. We love you guys, and we love our clients, and man, if you need anything else, I'm open. You guys can follow me at smp.ink. CDA. You can check out my website, which is www.smpinkcda.com. And yeah, that's it. You can guess I'm not tough to get.
Thank you so much, David. We appreciate you
David,
so
thank
much.
you,
Yeah,
brother. That was awesome.
Man.
Yeah.
for having me on. I'm going to stay tuned, and I'm going to join the family in the other room for dinner. But I'm going to be watching you guys
Tell him I
and
said hello.
listening. And absolutely. And if you guys need anything or you need me to jump back in for any reason, I'm here for both of you.
For
All
sure.
right.
All right.
Thank you so
All right.
much.
Thank you, brother.
Bye.
All right. See you.
Okay. How are we doing?
Oh,
That was good.
great. That was
That was great.
fantastic.